Welcome. This is the Mayor's Forum. I'm Connie Lukes, Mayor of Worcester, and today we have with us Mark Bellato, who's CEO of the Worcester College Consortium, and I've got two students. I think they're both students, last time I checked. I have Paul Kassebaum, who's a PhD student at WPI, and Zebediah Tracy, who the last time I checked was a WPI student. Are you still?
Taking a short break.
Okay, all right. And the reason why we have some of our finest college students is because of a survey that was taken in 2006, the Talent Retention Survey. And Mark, what exactly was that?
Back in 2005, then Governor Romney had established these regional competitiveness councils, and each of the regions was designed to take a look at what their needs were. So there were some concerns as to whether we had a brain drain issue amongst our graduates. So the Research Bureau conducted a survey, a talent retention survey, that involved the 15 colleges in central Massachusetts, about 5,000 graduates. And one of the findings of the survey was that although we didn't have a major brain drain...
What do you mean by brain drain?
Well, if you
we have 30,000 students.
Right.
You know the statistics better than I do.
Right. So if, let's say, 40% of the students are originally from this area, that means 60% are coming from outside the area.
Right.
What percentage are you retaining when they graduate?
Out of the 40 that already lived here?
Well, out of the total. Out of the total.
Okay.
So what the survey found was that we were retaining about 40%. They weren't necessarily the identical 40%, but roughly 40%. Okay. So there wasn't a major brain drain issue, but what we knew is that we needed a brain gain strategy so that we could help meet the workforce needs of tomorrow. The other thing that we found during the survey results, researching the survey results, was that the more engaged students are in the community while they're with us, the more apt they are to stay.
Engaged being they hooked up with somebody, or
No.
Okay.
It could be that they're involved in community service learning opportunities. It could mean that they're taking advantage of cross-registration, which means they're getting off their own campus.
So
it
you
could
have
mean
to
that they're
embed
socially
them in the community somehow.
Oh, as well as socially.
Yeah.
You know, so the more time they spent off campus, the more they got to know Worcester, and the more apt they were to stay.
Guys, where are you from?
Oh, I'm actually from New York City originally.
All right. And so you came to school here in Worcester?
Yeah, WPI attracted me. I came out here.
And Zeb?
I'm from southern Vermont, Brattleboro, actually.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
And you too came to WPI.
Yep.
I mean, given the fact that Worcester can brag about, 13 to 15 colleges and universities, depending on how you count.
That's right. There's
and
9
how
in the
far
city.
away from the city you
That's
go.
right. That's right.
And we have 30,000 students.
Right.
Or more.
Yep, 11,000 faculty and staff.
Okay, so we're a college community.
Yes, we are.
Even though we don't seem to have that feel.
We're moving that way.
Does it feel like a college community to you guys?
Well, in certain ways it does.
How? Is there something, the big complaint, there's nothing to do.
I see.
Is that true?
Not exactly true.
Good.
I live right near WPI, and the campus itself, we were talking about this with Mark earlier. It is sort of secluded in a way. A lot of the students just stay on that campus.
Yeah, they do. I know. My office borders that campus.
Yeah, and if you go out a little bit, you've got Highland Street with the restaurants and the bean counter. I'm there every day, and it really just the bean counter makes it feel like a college town to me.
Really?
Intellectuals coming in. One time an individual came in and said, "Any smart people in the room?" and just started this conversation.
Okay.
So in a lot of ways it does feel like a college town.
Yeah.
But
would you stay here permanently?
If Genius succeeds, absolutely.
If Genius succeeds, all right. What is Genius? Explain that to us.
So Genius is a nonprofit that Zebediah and I co-founded together. And the reason what it does is it tries to foster innovation and entrepreneurship in technology college students.
Yeah.
Zeb, maybe you'd like to talk a little bit about what
this must be
inspired
geared
us.
to WPI students because you're talking about technology.
Absolutely.
Which is fine because when we look at the most famous entrepreneurs in our country who also have a worldwide reputation, we're talking about who? Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Who was a dropout from Harvard.
Absolutely.
Who else would pop into your mind?
You've got
Dean
Mark,
Kamen,
Dean Kamen, who dropped
who
out
was
of
dropped out of WPI and developed the Segway, the physics department, your department.
And
who else would you?
There's
throw
Mark
up.
Zuckerberg, who's 22 right now, with how many billions of dollars?
I think he's 15, but he's out of Harvard.
Yeah.
Is that, well, okay, all right. But nevertheless, you know, these were talented people who didn't find, I guess, enough of an enriched environment in their college and decided they could go it alone.
Yeah.
Are you all encouraging people to go it alone?
We're trying to encourage people to create new ventures with the support of their school community. So both the geographical community, but also the alumni community of their schools. That's the main thrust of our efforts, is to connect alumni to students.
So you want to network.
Yeah, around projects, not just around individuals, but to let alumni see the kinds of technology that the students are working on, get them excited, say, oh, that's my area of expertise, I could really lend a hand.
And normally, us adults would say, just kids, what the heck do you know?
Absolutely.
Forgetting that Facebook just generated millions of dollars for its creator.
Absolutely. And one such group that was supported by WPI is Collaborative for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. They created a company called ServePrize. Because they were supported by local people at WPI, they set up shop here, and in their first 3 years of operation, they earned in revenues $750,000, and it's just a small team of kids who graduated from WPI with their own idea, supported by the local community. Sure enough, they set up shop, and they're very successful today.
Zeb, do you have a project that you were working on without revealing any trade secrets?
Honestly, I always have at least 5 in the bag.
Okay.
But at this time,
Maybe we should invest.
yes,
Well, it's early. Yeah.
accredited investors only, please.
Yeah.
But Genius is really the primary thing that I'm trying to see succeed. It's something that Paul and I have been working on for about a year.
So is this a vehicle to give geniuses access to money and to resources and to a network that will put them in contact with people who will support them?
Yeah, not geniuses per se, just anybody with a real love of technology and have a great idea. We want to help the genius inside of them be expressed.
How do you evaluate the idea to see it's worth pursuing?
That's a great question. Right now, WPI has one man charged to do that sort of work in their technology transfer office, and that's the common story in most schools around in the country.
Yeah.
They have this little filter to evaluate these ideas, and what we want to do is expand that filter drastically so that you can have your whole entire alumni do that sort of evaluation organically. If you expose all the ideas just in a little pitch form to all your your alumni, so it's a trusted network for your school. Let the masses, in this case the alumni community, 30,000 at WPI, a little school, let the 30,000 of them do the filtering for you.
So you want them to be like guardian angels for this new group of talented students who can offer significant new creative ideas to the world.
Absolutely. That's exactly
On
it.
that note, we'll be right back. Don't go away. We're going to pursue this even further.